Hey guys, welcome to the very first video of this Laravel 9 CRUD series. In this video, we will learn how can we set up Laravel on our machine. And the thing is that you have to know that Laravel is built on PHP, and PHP is a server-side scripting language. So based on this, you have to make an environment like a server on your PC in order to work locally for the back-end projects. And when the project is completed, you can deploy it on the real server. So for creating or for having a local server, we have different options. We have like XAMPP, we have WAMP, MEMP, and many applications which provide multi like functionalities. We need the Apache server, and we need the MySQL, or you can use instead the SQL server or any other DBMS. Overall, we need some server type environment to run the server-side scripting languages or server-side languages. So what about Laravel? Laravel is actually very deep, and it has its own like server, and you can run it via the command, and you don't need actually for the Apache or any other local server. But you, for storing data, you need a DBMS. You can use the SQL server, or you can use the MySQL. The best option is yet the MySQL, and you can use MariaDB as well, or any other DBMS. In this project, throughout this project, I will use the MySQL. As I said, we don't need the Apache, but again, I have installed the overall the XAMPP to work with the Apache and MySQL. And though I'll not use the Apache section of that, I'll use the MySQL to store our data and fetch it where this project. When we don't need the any local server, so how can we set up Laravel? There are many options, and when you come to the documentation, you can get many options. You can start with the Docker, you can start with the Composer, or you can use the cell services and many things. Let's say if you want to set up Laravel project on Windows, what we can do is to install the Docker desktop to make a container environment and work on our project. Or just quickly, I will say that for me, the very best way is to work via Composer. So while working with the Composer, again, we have the two options. Like the first one is, each time we want a new Laravel package, we have to run this command. But the other thing, the second option is, uh, once we globally install the Laravel installer, and then each time we will run only this command, and this will be very quick for the next times. So again, for overall, for installing via Composer, we need the Composer itself to be installed on our computer, and while working with the Laravel and its dependencies, we will need to have the Node.js and npm package manager. Composer is a package manager for the PHP, and npm is a package manager which is included with the Node.js. So you need to install Composer and Node.js as well, both on your computer or machine. When you're ready, I have already installed and this Composer and Node.js, so I'll come to the Laravel. And for the Laravel, I have chosen the second Laravel installer method, and I have already globally installed via this command. So I only need to run this command. And let's say, how can we do this? You have to make sure that first you need to run this command after installing Composer and Node.js, but my one is here. Let's say here I have though I have three projects here, but I need one more. So I'll keep press shift and right click on this folder and select this open Windows terminal, and inside this one I'll type just because globally installer Laravel installer is installed, so I will only need to write Laravel new, and for example name your project new block, and let's enter. It will take a while, and depending on your internet connection and speed. Okay, as you can see, installation is completed and Laravel is finally installed on this folder. So our new blog is ready here, and you can see the all the files here. The very first thing, I'll just open it in Visual Studio Code. Okay, I'll open it here. When ready, first we have to know about the folder structure of Laravel. Laravel is an MVC, is following MVC model, so model view controller. Where you can find, the very first thing is where you can find the models. We have the app folder very first thing, and the models are here. Then we have the HTTP folder, and our controllers are here. And the other base thing is the view, where you can find the view, the resources folder, and inside it we have the view. Our totally overall our views will be our views must be here, must be put here. Our models must be inside this one, and our controllers should be inside this one. So we have to follow the rules of this MVC structure to make the best use and make the best working application. The other thing is we have a general configuration for our project, the in file, where we can configure the name of our application, the server or the domain or the host, and that we can configure the database for database connection for our project. At one time we can use two different connections or multiple connections, database connections. And the other thing, we can just configure the mailing option here when we need to send email, or just for the reset password or other thing, or account verification, any other thing. Or we can have if there's need of other APIs, we can add them down here. The next thing is to know about the composer.json file. Here we have all the dependencies that the Laravel needs. Laravel uses different dependencies, and they are required, so they must be included in this composer.json. After that, we should know about the packages.json. We have some dependencies here. Actually, they are somehow for the front end. Okay, we have to install all these dependencies as well, and they are Laravel are actually built on these all things. And later we have the database option here, where we can configure, or actually write the SQL commands of creating our tables, or simply they are called migrations. We can use this migration section. And after that we have the seeder options, where we can seed our system for the very first after the very first implementation or deployment. And then we have the public folder to store our public to access actually our Laravel application from. And then inside these resources we had the views. Again, we have the CSS or source CSS and JS files as well. So these were the things that we need to know at the very first time, and after that we will learn more during this overall tutorial course. So the first we have to configure our database, which is inside the, and as I said, I'll use the MySQL for this one. So I have installed the XAMPP and started the MySQL service here. MySQL service is running for me, so I'll create a new database here. New, let's say if we just focus on this configuration here, the database name is given new block. We can create this database or name the database something else, and just modify it here as well. Let's say I'll say new Laravel and create the database, and here also I'll update it new Laravel. Let's save. That was that we just connected our system to a database. And now the second, we have to run the second command according to the Laravel installer section. while we installed via the Windows command prompt. So at that time we need to run this command. Actually, now when we are inside the Visual Studio Code, we don't need to run this command. We just have to move to this one, php artisan serve, which will just start the Laravel server instead of the Apache. So I'll come on the Visual Studio Code to the terminal, and inside the terminal just simply write php artisan serve. Let's say our Laravel just started. You can press control, you can keep press control and click on this link to open the Laravel. So yeah, congratulations, our Laravel is finally installed and we are good to go. In the next video, we will learn how to set up the authentication for our Laravel project, which is a very plus point overall in Laravel.